Karina and I put our minds together, and we went shopping. We got snacks. We just got fruit and veggies, and we made like a little Mexican theme, the corn, the elote, and then we had chips and drinks and stuff. And so we made it a little fun. I have two of my teenage granddaughters that came over, and so I had them be my hosts at the door. So Karina put a little table for them. They had a book. They were taking down names, phone numbers, and one of them would go and sit people down. And then we had music going on. So they were having fun. They were and we had music going on. And so then Karina said a little something we were taking turns just saying a little something briefly, introducing herself, Travorium. And then we played the video. And then after, again, we just kind of, talked a little bit. I brought you on to say hi to everyone. And it was fun. We made it fun. We asked people where they wanted to go, like you and Paul suggested. And, they were coming up with, all over the place. And so they were talking about it. So we told them that we were going to show them how to be able to go on those trips in the presentation. And, we just made it fun. We decorated all over. We bought, decorations, and we had like a Mexican theme. We had a Hawaiian theme. We just had all kinds of stuff going on. It was fun. We had fun.
That's awesome. When you told me that your granddaughters were showing everybody where their seats were, I thought that was hilarious. So,
I told them, make sure. I said, we're going to eat after. So when you walk them to their seat, so they were helping us with that.
When everybody's here, lock the door and put a nail through the lock. Don't let them out. So that's what I'd be telling your pool guy when you meet with him. If him hop around, just say, hey, you know what? We've been looking for another, possibly looking at a different pool company. So you might want to give that a second thought. So
yeah, exactly.
Anybody else have any stories for the week?
Well, on the 16th, I have a friend coming down from the Seattle area. That's where I'm from originally. And
oh, okay, yeah.
I'm in Mesa, Arizona now. My wife passed away last year, so it's been a very hard transition time.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get the social contacts back again, old friends. And she's coming down to stay with her best friends who travel a lot. She wants to travel a lot. She's got a huge family up in Washington. Lots of people that she knows. And she's very excited about seeing this while she's here. So Paul and I will probably have a little meeting with her.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she thinks several of her family members will want to sign up, but her friends also are good candidates. And we're going to see my kids and grandkids. Two different families are coming together with us. And they travel all the time. And they don't hurt for money, that's for sure. They just went to Hawaii for $20,000 for a week. So I think they can handle Travorium. Okay.
Yeah.
If the family thing doesn't kick in and they don't believe me because I'm dad, right? So we'll see. But that's why I have Paul talk to him.
Yeah. Rosa,
this is my younger brother, Paul. So hopefully we'll be having some action.
Rosa, why don't you address that comment that Bill made? Because I know you just went through it. This is actually pretty funny, everybody.
Yeah, no, it's funny because he was saying that, and I told Lee, I said, yeah, Karina signed someone up, and I said she's one of my other daughters, my younger daughter, and I said, and she lives here, and I've been telling her about Travorium for months and months, and she's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, she looks at everything like, yeah, I'm like, I'm telling her, join, you can go on the Mesa vacations, yeah. But then her sister tells her, and then all of a sudden, there she is. And somebody else tells her, and then she's like, okay. It kind of reminded me of that commercial where the mom is struggling with the little kid to get him in the car, and he's just not doing it. And here comes the sister, and she just throws him in. Here.
I think, Rosa, you were on the phone. You were actually on the Zoom presentation with Todd as he's telling you, and I'm listening on my phone. What did he say? It took him 2 years before Daryl and Maria came into the business. 2 years of
2 years.
Recruiting.
Yeah.
Took them over a year to bring Danny Seguinall on board. And Danny came on as a customer and was just a customer for 2 years. And, Danny's the guy that during the pandemic was flying all over the world. He and his wife took a year off to just travel. And he's one of the main reasons that we were in those 60 plus countries during the pandemic. He was there recruiting, talking to people. And Danny has just got this infectious personality. And you don't have to have that personality, but you have to be open-minded to talk to people, okay? And what I want you guys to think about for just a minute is this. I want you to think about the city you live in. What do you think the population is? Whatever that number is, write it down. And if you got a pen handy, just write that down. Population X amount. I bet Phoenix is like 1 million plus easily, okay? So write that number down and then look at that every once in a while. That is your sphere of influence. People that live in your own community, people that live in your town. They're just like we are, okay? We're nobody special. Todd's nobody special. Daryl and Marie is nobody special. When I met Dave Hart, he was washing and waxing cars for a living. He's nobody special. He just found something that worked and he went after it with a passion. That's what Brian Carruthers talks about in his book, is that he had no interest in network marketing of any sort because somewhere, somehow, someplace, some person in the back of his mind had told him, oh, that's one of those things. And he had nothing whatsoever to base that on. And so that was one of his struggles when that conversation came up, because he realized that he was just like that person he's talking to. They had the same exact idea. So if that ever comes up to you, I'm just going to give you some things to think about. It doesn't come up too often, and it depends on how you present it to people. I very rarely get the pyramid thing, or that's one of those things. But when I do, I don't take it personally. I don't take it as a negative comment, okay? I immediately say, you know what, every time somebody says that to me, and it doesn't happen very often these days, but there's a story behind it. So tell me why you think that way. And that conversation usually only lasts less than a minute. They usually don't have much to say. I had a friend of mine that got into one of those things and he didn't have any success at all. And if that ever happens, then you have to go right back and say, well, let me ask you a question. Are you still working at the same job you got when you were just out of high school? No, I already know the answer. It's no. You're probably on your 7th or 8th job. Might not even be the same career you started with, okay? Just because something doesn't work for you doesn't mean the next thing won't work for you. Just because something doesn't work for somebody else doesn't mean that it can't work for you. Brian says something that if somebody is saying no to you, and you're accepting that, what you're accepting is their lifestyle. You're accepting the fact that somebody that you're talking to that maybe you respect isn't giving you any answers on how to make it work or how to make it better. See, most people, they don't want people to succeed. They don't know it right then, but there's something in the back of their mind that's saying, no, you shouldn't do that. And they have absolutely no reason to understand. But if you can get good at saying the right thing to the right person, you don't ever get those things, okay? It just doesn't happen anymore. Today, I'll just give you my schedule today. I prospected 4 people. And I prospect when I'm out and about, okay? And the first person, which one was the first person? Oh, I went to get my tires checked at a place called Discount Tire. They're all over the place. So I go there, and here's a little, nudge for Discount Tires. If you don't use them, start using them, especially the ladies. Okay. You can go to the Discount Tire place and just pull up at the back of the shop, and they have an air pressure gauge there. You don't even have to get out. Somebody from the shop will come out and check your air on your tires for you for free. You don't even have to buy your tires there. Okay. But when the guy was done, I said, so what's the wear and tear on my tires looking like? And he said, oh, you're good. You got blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, great. And I said, you know what? I've never seen you in here before. This is one of my statements that I say. I use this a lot, no matter where I'm at. I say, you know what? I don't think I've seen you here before. How long have you worked here? And this guy said, oh, I've been here for about a year. And I said, oh, I must have just missed you. I said, is this going to be your career? And he said, no, probably not. And I said, do you know what you're going to do? And he goes, no. I said, and I immediately said, do you keep your options open to look at other things? And he said, oh, of course. Well, who wouldn't these days? So I had him right there. Okay. I don't know if it's going to turn into anything, but I had him. He just told me, yeah, who wouldn't keep their options open? And I typically don't do this, but I have some business cards. I'm not telling you to go buy business cards. It's just what I do, okay? But I use them sparingly, okay? So I had a business card sitting right in my car in the center console, and I had it in my hand, and I said, listen, I can give you my card, or what I'd rather do is send you some information via text. He goes, yeah, just text me something. So I opened up my phone and went to contact, hit name, handed him my phone, and said, all I need is your first name and your phone number. That's all I need. There was one contact today, okay? The next one, I drove through McDonald's, and I ordered something, and it wasn't quite ready, so they had me go out to, space number 3 or whatever it was. Gal that came out, I could see her coming. She had the bag of food, okay? And this was not the 18-year-old kid that works part-time at McDonald's, is still finishing up high school, okay? This was probably the assistant manager. She had a different color shirt on. She came over, gave me my food, and I said, hey, before you leave, can I ask you a question? She goes, sure, what? I said, do you like to travel? She said, oh, my family loves to travel. I said, well, listen, I own a travel company here in town. I'm looking for some motivated people that have great personalities. I said, I could tell just by you walking up, you had a great smile. Always compliment them, okay? Always say something nice about them, okay? And I said, I can't guarantee you anything, but if you keep your options open, I'm expanding in this area, and I'd love to show you what I do. It could possibly be a really great fit for you, especially from the travel perspective. I said, this isn't about you leaving your job, but what if I could show you how to make a couple extra $1,000 or go for the big bucks in your spare time when you're not working here? She goes, absolutely. So she's filling out her information. Before I left with my food, I texted her, sent her a video to look at, told her, hey, Clarissa, I think her name was Clarissa. It was a pleasure meeting you at McDonald's. I'm Lee, the travel guy. We talked about the travel business. Here's a video for you to watch. I will follow up with you tomorrow if that's okay with you. Haven't heard anything from her, so that to me that means, yeah, it's okay if I follow up with her, okay? Then I had 2 more encounters like that today, okay? I'm really good at meeting people, okay? And if you're not good at meeting people, you need to get good at meeting people, okay? If you're scared to meet people, and how do I start this conversation? Just go in the next few days. I challenge you, whenever you are anywhere and you walk by somebody, just say hi. Just say, hey, it's a great day today. I mean, right now, our weather's starting to change, isn't it? That's a great conversation, okay? Especially for me, being on the East Coast when it's been so darn cold back here, okay? But that's a great conversation starter. You'd be surprised how many conversations you can get in. Okay. Oh, I know the other one was I bought a new golf club today. And so I was in there and I was talking to the guy that I always buy my stuff from. And we were talking. He goes, what do you do? you know the question I ask? What do you do that you're off on Monday? He asked me the question. He said, what do you do? I'm in here during the middle of the week. And I said, I'm in the travel industry. I show people how to create a secondary stream of income for themselves while they're working a full-time job. And a lot of people go on to actually leave their job and and do the travel on a full-time basis. And he goes, oh man, I'd never leave here. I get so many perks from golf. And I said, yeah. I said, but what if you didn't have to work here? And the perks you get are only perks because you're getting them for free. You're getting them for a discount. What if you made enough money that you could just fly out to Southern California and go play Pebble Beach just for fun? Take a couple of your buddies with you. What if you could go down and hit the Masters golf tournament every year? You know, what if? And he said, well, how's it work? I gave him 30 seconds worth of information. I said, Devin, listen, why don't I just send you a video? You can check it out. If it makes sense, we'll talk a little bit. I said, I'll call you in a couple of days. Would that be okay? He goes, yeah. He says, I'm off tomorrow. He says, I'm working tomorrow, but I'm off on Wednesday. He said, give me a call on Monday. And I said, great. I said, I tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't I call you Wednesday morning? I said, how far away do you live from here? He goes, 15, 20 minutes. I said, great. I said, listen, why don't I call you Wednesday morning? Let's get together on the phone. And how about if I come up here and I'll take you up to lunch someplace and we'll talk a little bit. Guys, that's all I do. I just get in conversations with people. Now, do they all say yes? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But here's the thing. If you talk to enough people, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
What if Todd had given up on Daryl and Maria after 2.5 years? I'll be honest with you. I probably would have given up on him. I probably would have. After 2 years, holy cow, are you kidding me? But he just is relentless. And Todd has a marketing tool that he uses. It's not duplicatable price-wise, but he has something that automatically, once he gets their name in the system, it automatically sends them every holiday there is, they get a reminder from Todd. Until one day they just, call him back or text him back, say, hey, are you still doing travel? In fact, he just said today, that he talked to a guy about 6 months ago, seemed really interested, and then the guy just went dormant. The guy sent him a text message yesterday. Yesterday was Dave Hart's birthday, so he's out with Dave Hart and the wives having dinner, and he gets a text message from this guy going, hey, I want to sign up tomorrow. What time are you available to get me started? Guys,
wow.
It's happened to me. Paul, has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me several times.
Yeah, it's happened to me. And like Lee's sharing with you guys, he is really good at just getting out and talking to strangers. Now, I do it a little bit different because Lee's talking about doing it while he's out. He's at McDonald's, he's at the drive-thru, he's getting a golf club, he's getting the air checked in his tires. And that's a great idea, Lee, because I go to Discount Tire. I've driven right through that line.
There you go.
Real quick, and then you just ask them. Now, there's another way that I do it. And several people on the line here on my team do this. Again, once you've gone through the people you know, make the list of the people you know. Your family, your cousins, your aunts, your uncle, your dry cleaner, anybody you write a check to, anybody you spend money with, your landscaper, your pool person. Add all those people to the list. These are people you already know. And some of these people, you're paying them. Don't you think they would have at least an obligation to look at what you're doing? And a lot of them would feel like, that would be fair. Hey, I'm already spending money with you. Why wouldn't you at least look at what I do? And what I do a lot of is networking events. They're kind of like happy hours with business people. And Bix has been to these, Chuck's been to these, Therese has been with me to these. And we find a lot of people that way. But again, that's after you've gone through the people you know or doing it in addition to the people you already know. And we've found people that way. In fact, I just set 2 appointments today with 2 people I met 10 days ago at a networking event called Alignable. You guys might want to Google this one. Alignable, they do a lot of stuff online, but I only do their in-person events. I'm not paying for Alignable. I don't have their membership. They have in-person events here. They'll have 20, 30, 40 business people show up. A lot of these people have regular jobs and they're trying to get a side business off the ground. So they're already open-minded to being entrepreneurs, but Alignable, Alignable. you'll find it there. Now, here in the Mesa, Chandler, Phoenix area, there's an in-person meeting almost every Thursday. And there's 30, 40 people there. Now, at this last one I was at 10 days ago, I met a guy that travels a lot for business. He owns his own business. His daughter books his own travel. He rents cars. He stays in hotels. Shared a little bit with him. I first got to know him, though, because we're at this networking event. He's just sitting there. I just walk up, start talking to him.
Yeah.
Because we're there to promote our businesses. We're there to get clients. We're there to network, to help each other with connections and introductions and potentially referrals. Well, I shared with this guy, asked him a few questions, got to know him a little bit, found out he traveled. He did business travel. He does personal travel. And again, he makes good money. And he said, yeah, call me. Let's set up. And I told him I'd get a hold of him. We'll set up an appointment. We'll do a Zoom. I can show him how it works. And then I can log in and show him real-time pricing. Well, I met another lady that same night. Now, I found out she's a travel agent. But she actually gave me her number, gave me her card. I gave her mine. She's already been on her website. When I talked to her today, she says, I want to find out how to make money with this. And she's an older lady, so I don't think she wants to book people's travel forever. Right. And I think with what she saw on our website, she sees there's residual income. Now, she can take like the other travel agent we've seen the video from and convert her clients to memberships and earn that override and residual income and create, this extra income as she's heading into retirement, which, again, a lot of the people I work with in the business, I talk to them. If they're older, I talk to them about potentially creating a second stream of income to help really help them with retirement as a supplement to Social Security and a pension and whatever they've got. Most people, that are heading into retirement would be happy with an extra $2,000 a month. The guy signed up today. He's getting ready to sell his business and do a couple other things and just travel. I said to him, Stuart, what if we could help create you an extra $2,000 a month? Would that pay for a lot of travel for you? And especially at our discounted price, he's like, oh, that would be amazing. I said, all right. Now what Mark did with you, do the same thing. I said, what did Mark tell you about this? Well, not much. I said, but enough that you are willing to talk to me and do a Zoom, right? So that's what you do with people. People, they know you're not the travel expert. Just get them introduced to me. Get permission for me to call them, and just so they know what I'm calling about, and I'll take care of that and get that going. And it's really helping people get their first sign up, their second, and then hopefully their third pretty soon. Because once that happens, now they're like, okay, now I help those three get their three. Nobody has to go get 100. I mean, some of us are going to go get 100. I'm going to go personally get 100 and help a whole bunch of people get 3, 4, 5, 6. And those that want to get 100, I'll help them get 100. And it's all following this book. I'm doing the book, following the book as close as I can. I don't have it perfected. I don't have it mastered. But it's learning from this book and applying it, like dangling the carrot I shared earlier. I went back to the guy that referred me, the guy that I signed up today, and I said, Mark, you're not signed up yet. You sent me this guy. He sounds serious. I don't want to put you in a bad spot, because I knew the guy was struggling a little bit financially. I said, but I would feel remiss if I didn't at least tell you that this guy, who knows what he's going to do, because he's probably going to sign up. And that's the thing. When that happens, people are more apt to move forward with it and get going. And Chuck's done a great job with that. I mean, Chuck's got a team of about 20 people already. I mean, people know Chuck's background. He's an attorney. He's not a trained salesperson.
Right.
He's an attorney. And that's how he's been trained. He's a successful attorney. But he's out at these events with me. And he'll meet somebody that likes travel. He introduced them to me right there on the spot. Oh, hey, have you talked to Paul? I know you like to travel. You should probably at least talk to him. And then a lot of times I take it from there, because Chuck is known as the attorney. He's not known as the travel guy or the salesperson.
Right.
He's gotten this down to where he's out there with me more than anybody on the team right now. And he's got the biggest team within my team. And I know some of the other people on my team are heading in that direction, are starting to do more of that. And it's starting to show. And it's fun. I didn't spend a lot of time with them, just touching base with them, following up with them. We didn't have really long conversations. We're both busy, but the timing wasn't right. Kind of like Lee shared with Daryl and Maria and with Danny. Most people, it's timing more than anything. I rarely get somebody that says, I hate travel. This is a stupid idea. I don't get people that say that.
Yeah.
Most of them say they like it. They just had a baby. They're not going to be traveling for a little while, or they got little kids and they can't travel. Or it's some reason like that. But then I get permission to just say, hey, I know maybe right now is not the best time, but you probably know a few other people that travel that should know about this. Who do you know that this could save a lot of money, that you care about, that you'd like to help them save some money?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes they're willing to connect you with those people.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul's a master at asking the right questions at the right time and looking beyond that person. Okay. A lot of times when I'm, talking to somebody, I ask them, who do you know? Sometimes I don't even ask them if they're interested. I ask them, who do they know? And you'd be surprised how many times people will say, well, I might be interested in something like that. So, yeah, that's good stuff, Paul. Really, really good.
Well, like Lee just said, it's less pushy. Like if it's in your comfort zone and you'd rather say, yeah, who do you know that might be interested? Hey, you seem like a bright person, sharp. Who do you know like you that might be looking for something, looking to make some extra income? Maybe that's driving Uber or Lyft and, it's just not cutting it because this is way better than Uber or Lyft. And it doesn't take long to get to a point where somebody can outmake doing this than what they're doing with Uber or Lyft.
Exactly, yeah. And guys, when you ask that question, if they like to travel, and they say yes, immediately say, that's great. Because I bet everybody likes to travel too, don't they? I bet all your family travel. Do you guys travel together as a family? Ask questions that pertain to not just them, but other people that they know. You'd be surprised what can happen. So, there's some stuff that I'm going to send you. I think most of you sent me your emails. If you did, that's okay. But there's a couple of documents I want to send over, so I'm going to send it over by email because it just typically doesn't work on a text message because you end up having to send it to your computer anyway so you can print it out. So, but on another note, like I said, Todd did an incredible job tonight, and Todd is going to be personally doing Zooms at 8 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be sending the information over. So whenever you get it, and it's really easy to know. If you have Todd's contact information, his phone number, that's the ID for the Zoom. Okay, so if you've got that, I don't need to send it to you. But yeah, it's his phone number. There's no password or anything. He's got the super duper Zoom where he can just use the ID number to open it up. So he's going to be doing that for 5 nights a week now, which is phenomenal. So, he's got a gal that just signed up when was it? Was it Saturday? Maybe it was Sunday. She signed up and the next day she had 3 people.
Wow.
Just another Tatiana. What she did was she got the people that she wanted to show this to in front of Todd. And he was doing Zooms for her. Well, because she's moving so fast and she has thousands and thousands of people on the social media platform, she's got all these people that she can, tap into. So, if you're not big on social media, or if you are, what you want to do is you want to, on Facebook, you want to look at people that you see and click on their name and see how many people they know. It tells you who their friends are, okay? I just friended somebody the other day. I don't even know who she is, but she's got 1.2 million followers on Facebook. So that's somebody I want to talk to. So I'm still trying to connect with her, but That's just another way. Guys, I'm telling you, there's so many ways to meet people. Paul goes to these networking events, which is great. You know, it's a great way to meet people. I prospect as I go, okay? The great thing is that when you're out prospecting like what I do, you know, if I go to the restaurant, trust me, the waitress is getting prospected, okay? Saturday, Ann and I went out to lunch, and I prospected the waitress there. My intent when I go out to lunch, my intent is not lunch. My intent is to meet somebody at the restaurant. Why? Because I get to write my mileage off back and forth from the restaurant, and I get to write off the entire meal, okay? And the reason I'm able to do that is because I have a membership and Ann has a membership. So before, in my old travel company, I only got to write off my meal because I was the sole proprietor of that business. So there's so many different ways to meet people, but you know, just know that you walk by people all the time, okay? And look for something like what Paul does, a networking event, okay? They're everywhere, okay? Todd always talks about becoming, look for something on Facebook that has an interest that you might be interested in, okay? Some people will, I golf quite a bit. So I'm always talking to people at the golf course. And if I go to a different golf course, you know, I know the guys that are behind the counter taking my money are not making a killing in the industry. Okay. I'm always talking to people. So I make a habit, as Paul does and Chuck does, they put themselves in a position to meet people. Okay. And Bix, it sounds like you're doing the same exact thing, which is awesome. So just get yourself out there. And if you're an introvert, like, you know, you won't believe me, but I used to be the guy that would sit against the wall. Okay. It just wasn't comfortable for me to meet people, but I got better at it because I made myself do it. I finally realized that, you know what, I can either not be successful in this industry or I can be successful in this industry. So years and years and years ago, I decided to make a decision to just start meeting people. And it literally started off with me just saying hi to people. And oh my God, I was like freaking out, you know. Does anybody else have anything to add?
I've been doing that since I talked to you a few months ago, and I told you it was a little hard for me to talk to people, and you said to say hi, and I started saying that. I just like I'm passing by, and I'm like, hi, good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever. And it does feel good. It feels because I'm usually antisocial. I'm just like, I used to come home from work. I was tired on the weekends. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just have that face. But by talking to you, I actually I've been, getting to know people. I ask questions now a little bit, more. Like at least I say hi to people and smile more. When I go to the stores, like it's just I changed a lot when it comes to socializing because it's going to benefit me. So my daughter Karina can probably tell you I'm usually not very friendly, but I am now. I'm very friendly now.
And you know, guys, during the middle of the week, the line I use, and let me tell you, it works like a gem. What do you do that you're off on a Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do that you're off on a Thursday? Find out what it is they do. And you know what? It doesn't take but 10 seconds to ask that question. And you find out real quick, is this somebody I want on my team? Is this somebody that I want to work with? I mean, if you're got the 7 dwarfs lined up, probably not going to try and prospect Grumpy, okay? But some of the others, yeah, let's go. I could use the Doc on my team, okay? I could use the Happy on my team. I could use the Happy on my team. But the key is that just put yourself out there and talk to as many people. You know, Todd says it all the time. You're one person away from your next explosion, okay?
Yep.
And this gal that he just brought in the other day, he actually didn't bring her in, but she's in his business. But she could possibly be the next explosion. The guy that just signed up, how long is he? Alex, 6 months, and he's already a 1-star ambassador, making $20 grand a month. You know how he did it? He talks to everybody. That's how he does it. Okay. He didn't have a network to bring over of family and friends and all that. He brought over a few, but he just started talking to people and getting them in front of Zoom presentations. And man, he found a couple of leaders that jumped on board, and boom, there it is. That's the new record. Okay.
Yeah.
And he grew up in a refugee camp, and it's his second language.
Yeah.
When he came to the United
Unbelievable.
States, he and his wife had never seen a cell phone or a computer.
Unbelievable.
Came over here with nothing. When they got signed up, I think this is the biggest part of the whole story. How many times have we talked to somebody? Well, I just don't, I just can't afford something like that. Okay, man, $700.
Yeah.
She bought a platinum membership, and they had $100 left.
Yeah.
It was like that, in olden times where the guy burned the ships on the shore so his men couldn't go back. They were either going to win or they were going to die. And that's what Alex sort of did. He said, man, we're winning at this. And she was on board with them, and man, they just tore this thing up. So you're one person away. Or we have that one person, Paul, and we don't know it yet. But they're going to explode. The next ambassador could be on this call right now. We just don't know who. I'm serious. It happened.
No, it's true. It's true.
Danny Seguinal became an ambassador in less than a year. He was traveling for 2 years, not talking to anybody about this. So, anyways, well, listen, we're almost at the top of the hour. Guys, when I'm not putting anybody on the spot here, but whenever I ask for, any input or anything, don't be shy, because whatever you can say can help somebody else. Okay. So always think of that. I'm not asking you because I want you to be, talking. I want you to say what it is you've done this week. And maybe all of a sudden Karina will go, oh, I never thought of saying that. Oh, you know what? I haven't even thought about talking to the gal that cuts my hair. Oh, I mean, who's got a swimming pool besides Rosa? Talk to the pool guy, okay? One of my favorite stories is when Ann and I bought the house that we live in now. It's pretty nice, okay? And I had a guy coming in to do some tile work after we had already moved in and everything. There was a couple of things that were out of whack, and I prospected him. And it was funny. He said, oh, I've heard of these kind of things. And I don't know anybody that's ever had success in it. And I just looked at him, and I just really put my hands out, and I went, really? You don't know anybody that's ever had success? I'm looking around my house. Okay, 2 Mercedes in the driveway. I've got a half acre of property in the front of the house that I mow with my riding lawnmower. He's going, I've never met anybody that had any success at this. And I'm not saying that to impress you guys. I'm saying it that talk to everybody. You never know who the next guy or the next lady's going to be. Now, here's a tip for the guys, okay? Or actually for the ladies, too. If you are out talking to somebody, always bring your spouse into the picture, okay? Every time I talk to somebody, I always bring Ann into the picture. I always say my wife and I, okay? Rosa, if you're talking to a guy at the grocery store, you usually say my husband and I, okay? Always put that second person in the conversation with yourself. It just protects yourself a little bit, okay? And the other thing is it makes them think, oh, they're doing this together. Oh, my husband and I have always talked about having some kind of a business and doing it together. You'd be surprised. So if nobody else has anything to say, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Hey, Lee, did you want to mention anything about the contest? Is everybody in here on this call part of that or not?
No, they're not.
Okay, never mind.
We'll do another call for that. Awkward.
Well, anybody on my team, let me know if you have any questions.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a question about the contest. No, I'm just kidding. See you.
What contest? I don't know what you're
That's
talking
what I thought. That's between me and my team.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to be, let's see, what's today? Today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Wednesday, I might even do it tomorrow. I'll make up something to send out on text to all of you about Todd's live Zooms that he's going to be doing. Okay. What I did in the very beginning, in fact, I just realized it's still on my computer, is I've got a little, white, like an address label, and I've got the Zoom, the corporate Zoom call here. I've got Ann's ID number here. I've got my ID number here, so that it's right in front of me all the time. So, but once again, the ID that I give you for Todd's call, that is his cell phone number. Okay. If you have not talked to him one-on-one, call him. Just say, hey, I'm on Paul's team. I'm on Lee's team. I just wanted to introduce myself. Or if you have talked to him, just say, hey, I just, just wanted to touch bases with you. I'm on Paul's team. He's putting some incredible stuff together. He and Lee are really helping out everybody. I just wanted you to know I'm in 100%. And trust me, you will get more information from him in that phone conversation than just, okay, well, hey, thanks for calling. I got to go. He's just an incredible person. And I just can't say enough about his memory either. Okay. That guy is like a vault. He doesn't forget anything. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. Have a great week. Go out and talk to a couple of more people. I'm going to send over Brian Carruthers. It's not even on his website any longer, but I think it's mentioned in the book. What's it called? The two a day phenomenon. And it's about talking to two people every day. Okay. And there's a place for you to track that and everything if you want to. I do, because it just, if it's in front of me and I see I've got a blank spot, blank spot somewhere, I go, I get mad at myself. So just keep you on track. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk soon. Okay.